This is try number 2. And see if this one will keep the connection long enough to get you all in here. Good morning to you. Let's just see if anybody's going to find it. It says we're live. Just checking on it on Facebook. Yes, indeed, we are live. So hello, hello, hello. Somebody found it. Good morning. Let me know who's here. I can't see my phone well enough to even share it out. So who's here? Annie7. Good morning, darling. Sally De La Rosa. Good morning, and thank you to those who are sharing it. Deirdre. Hello. Yes, it is Wednesday. So this was the second try. The first one shut it down. And Blue Jean. Oh, thank you for that video, Blue. That made my morning. Thank you so much. I've missed you guys. I have to say, I have not been feeling up to par, and so I have not been on here much, but turning that around, I am going to claim perfect health today. Auntie Jean, good morning. Yes, it is a new day. It's a new day, new attitude, and new gratitude. So let's get some gratitude flowing. Let me get that up here. Here we go. One thing that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for all of you. Suzanne, good morning. Oh my goodness, it messed with everything, not just tummies. Yeah, I think I might have had a bit of heat exhaustion from just being outside so much and in the hot. So hopefully that's going to calm down now. Sally, you're walking again. Yay! You're like a free bird. I love it. Good morning, Jennifer. Catherine Kovacs, good morning. And Catherine says, I am grateful for choice. Indeed. Blue is grateful for her hubby. Me too. Grateful for that, Dave. And Sally, my legs. I am grateful for those being returned to me. Awesome. And they're going to get stronger and stronger. And I'm going to be up there with you pretty soon to watch you walk. Auntie Jean, I'm grateful for all the fur babies that make our lives so much better. Indeed. Kathy Han, good morning. All right, so how about some heart brain coherence? So let's hand on the heart and slow down the breathing. We've been hearing some gratitude. So let's really feel that gratitude. Feel it inside. Just be grateful for yourself right now. Be grateful for the spirit that you are. Be grateful that we're able to connect this morning. That's a miracle in itself. Out here in the Wild West, the internet is not good. So I'm so grateful that it cooperated today. Grateful for health. Grateful for community, for family. Grateful for peace. Mm. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who showed up for you today. I am so grateful for all of you. Oh, thank you, Deirdre. Good morning, Leo. Auntie Jean, grateful for my menagerie of Funster fur babies. Oh, they're so adorable. I love that video. All right, so ah, my eyes are not functioning very well, but I'm going to, and my glasses are somewhere. They're hiding from me. Message from the angels last night is called, Are You Okay? When people talk, listen completely. Most people never listen. And that's from Ernest Hemingway. I had been driving many, many miles for hours and hours. When I saw the sign for a rest area, I was delighted, and the car knew what to do. This wasn't your normal run of the mill rest area. You had to actually exit the interstate and drive to a remote location away from lights, cars, noise. While I would normally strike up conversations with people, instead I sat outside on a bench and just took in nature, silence, the sight of birds happily pecking bugs off of cars, and I must have looked as tired as I felt. People walked by me to get to the entrance to the rest area and back by me to return to their cars. I watched faces and listened to laughter along with some other emotions. One lady passed me by and then stopped and came back to ask, Are you okay? Wow, I was blown away. In a world where everyone is on their own journey, here was someone who honestly cared if a stranger was okay and if possibly something was wrong. I smiled and assured her I was just taking a much needed break from the road and thanked her profusely for caring. Dear angels, it takes such little effort to show you care. A smile, a kind word, compassion. We get in such a hurry as we fill our lives with things that matter for a minute but are everlasting. What we give to each other, though, as far as actually seeing each other, is what will last. Dear ones, kindness is compassion in action. When you live your life in an uncaring manner, you become indifferent to how others are doing. When someone pays attention to you and offers a warm smile or word of encouragement, or perhaps inquires about how you are doing, you have encountered someone who is in touch with their inner light. We encourage you to always be guided by your inner light as you encounter others. Let compassion be what moves you to truly see each other and to be kind and caring. Dear angels, today I promise to always show compassion as I encounter others. Oh, I love that message, and that was a true story. She was so sweet when she came back, and I could see the concern on her face, and she's like, "Wow, I need to see if this lady's okay." You know? And I'm just so glad that there's people like that in this world, and I'm glad that some of you also reach out and ask me, "Are you okay?" It makes such a difference in life when you know that people really care and really mean it. It's like sometimes somebody will say, How are you? And not really feel that they're asking that. It's just a greeting. Let's make it, ooh, my phone just jumped. Let's make it more than a greeting because it should be. It should be more than just, Hi, how are you? And then go on your way. When you ask that, How are you? Or Are you okay? Then really listen. listen to what that person has to share. Carolyn Crenshaw, good morning to you. I think it's Crenshaw. My eyes are Crenshaw. My eyes are not functioning real well this morning. It's still early out here. Catherine DeSanti, hello, honey. And Auntie Jean says, I just loved the message last night. Be kind. It is so important. It truly is. Good morning, Mama Hado Bear, Kathleen. I'm happy to see you too, honey. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I've missed being on here. When I don't get to see you guys in the morning, it really messes me up for the whole day. And I've been just a little under the weather, I have to admit. And yeah, if I'm not here, there's usually a pretty good reason that I'm not here because I do my best to be here. Charlie Coons, good morning. And you're okay. I'm so glad. I am really happy to hear that. And Sally says, as you did me yesterday, I appreciated that so much. Jennifer, I am so grateful for Micah. Yes, yes, yes. So, what's going on in your world, guys? I've missed you, and I don't know a whole lot. I keep up mostly through Messenger, or if somebody texts me and lets me know that there's someone that's in need, then I can hold you in my heart. Charlie, I know you've been messed up. Charlie's been a mess lately, you guys. We need to lift him up in prayer today. I'm going to be doing our prayer list here in just a few minutes, but he's had a lot going on, and I know some of you have as well. And I don't think we've talked about how we need to lift up our Charlie Charming, but thank you for being here, Charlie, and I hope you're turning around and on that road to recovery yourself. So, anybody else, what's going on? Just give me the news so that we know how to lift you up. I'm going to be staying here. I'm in Colorado. Finally. I needed to get out of Wyoming. I'm sorry to anybody that might live in Wyoming, but it was not good energy and it drained me. And I actually, I just felt like it was pushing me down and holding me down. I really felt confined in that state. And I sent blessings to the land. I didn't do a land blessing because I didn't feel good. Every time I would go out, even into the air, it didn't feel good. So let's lift up Wyoming and lift up the energy of the people there. Catherine DeSante says the nursing home where Peter is has COVID cases. Please send up prayers for the patients and the staff. We certainly will, Catherine. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, you're so welcome, Charlie. Kathy Hand says, compassion is the theme of the week in my daily readings from the upper room. Oh, awesome. Blue says, I'm getting concerned about you. Gruff says you need to come home so she can take care of you. Lulu awaits and Gizmo is rubbing against you. We lift you up and hold space. Thank you. Thank you to all who do that on this journey. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a tough part of the journey, probably the toughest that I've been through. But I'm on the way up, so happy about that. And we're giving Charlie some love. Charlie, I hope you're taking that in from Catherine and Kathleen. Yes, powerful P prayers. That's what we have to offer. Sally says, we are being invaded by poor air quality due to the Canadian fires. My eyes and lungs have been issues for the last 2 days. Yeah, I saw Christina post that on Facebook, that there was smoke and smog and all kinds of stuff happening that was coming down from Canada. Deirdre, prayers for all humans, for Gaia, and all who live on her back, for world peace and attention to human trafficking. Yeah, I've really been diligent about that lately. The angels had told me to be. And anytime that I've gone into a rest area, and I go a lot into the rest areas because they're few and far between out here in the West. They don't believe in resting, I guess. But I've really been trying to pay attention to the interactions with people. And there are resources that are available that we can say something. If you see something, say something. There are hotlines, and they're posted in these places, in the rest areas. They're posted in all of the public places, but it doesn't do any good to post them if we don't use them. So I encourage you, if you do see something that looks out of the ordinary, it's best to just call. It really is. You never know. And I've really been hit over the head with it lately, and seeing more than just the normal, because I do like to just sit and watch people. And that's one of the things I look at is what is the interaction, and how are these, especially the kids, how are they um, interacting with the people they're with. So there's lots of ways, lots of signs you can pick up on. Oh, thank you, Carolyn, for that. And Kathleen says, I can't imagine having a sick stomach while traveling. It knocks you out. Let me tell you, it really does. And you never know when it's going to hit, or if there's going to be one of those rest areas or a place to pull over when it does hit. So, yeah, it makes it very difficult. Um, Auntie Jean says, triple P, powerful P prayers for everyone. Thank you, Auntie Jean. And I wanted to mention also that in the book, Midnight Calls with the Angels, um, there's resources for human trafficking, and there's the hotline, and there's things that you can look for. And I'd like to get that book out to more people because of the resources, because it just needs to have, I think, more attention so that people do have things that are in there. There's resources for the refrigerator project, like what they have in New Orleans, that I'm going to be involved in when I get there. I'll be in New Orleans in the whole month of August, and I'll be helping out as Sherry's going to be away, Sherry Myers. And I've been in touch with her. She has been my angel throughout this whole western part of the trip. She has checked in with me almost daily to make sure I'm okay, see if I need anything, and I really appreciate the concern. Sally, get familiar with the hand gestures that are created for those that were abducted into the sex slave trade that can alert others that an individual needs help. There are so many things. One of the things that I'm hoping is to get a grant so that I can have some material to pass out when I go to the rest areas. I was thinking of that as I was sitting there on the bench and just watching people. It was a very, very busy area. And I would love to be able to have something out as I'm sitting in those areas. But funds are so limited right now. And I'm going to be sharing some things with you all, and it's going to happen through Patreon. But I've got a project coming up, and I want to just throw it out there at you this morning. It's called a Mama P. And so if you would like to adopt me in a way that would help to get things out into the public, things about peace, things about human trafficking, things about poverty and hunger in different areas, and what we can do, how we can make a difference, then let's get this project off the ground. And if all of us give a little, then it will happen. So get that word out to you. It'll be through Patreon. That was Sherry's idea, and she's helping me to get this together. All right. So prayers. Let's get to that prayer list. And if you have any to add to it, if you're not on it and you want to be on it, please type that into the comments so that I can adjust it. My voice is giving, so bear with me as we do this. Good morning, Ricky and Josie. And do a check in. Let us know how you're doing, Ricky. All right, so Peapod prayer list. We haven't done this in a couple of weeks, so I'm so excited to be able to just feel the energy as you all lift each other up. So here we go. And if, like I said, if you have any new ones or anybody that you want that you say is doing really well, then let us know that so we can adjust the list. Kathleen, I shared some hand gestures I saw on Facebook, but got in trouble with Facebook because they said they were not correct. Yeah, well, that's why, like I said, I want to borrow some of the information from the government. They have material. I just don't have the funds to put it in a printed form and get it consolidated of what I want to share. But yeah, there are hand gestures we can get familiar with for sure, but mostly pay attention. Just pay attention to the interaction and how these kids are acting as they are around the adults they're with. All right, so whoops. Okay, there we go. The Peapod prayer list. Let me take the caption off. So we pray for all the peace for peace, pray for peace on earth, and our 10 million for World Peace Project, and we're praying for attention to human trafficking. So these names, whoops, didn't want that. Okay, let's see if it'll come back. Come back, sound. I'm back. Okay, good. Okay, sound's back on. Good, because I wanted to ask if you would please remember my niece, which is Loretta's daughter, Patty, whose husband just passed unexpectedly this week. So please keep the whole family in your prayers. Prayers for Joanne Castrillo and her family. They just did a big move and trying to get settled into a new home. For Deirdre and her family, Deirdre's sister Steph and husband Bob, Adriel, Joni, Carl, and Viola, Tia Fernetti, Mickey, Suzanne Millard and her family, Jacob, Marietta, and Ed off on the waters somewhere with her crew and on Sweet Dreams, Raquel and Claude's family, Leo Harley and his family, Lakshmi, Ken, Jebby, Jim and son, Ryan, Rick and Josie, Tom and Mary, Tammy Williams, Meg and Jim, Jean and Ron and all their families, Christina and Carrie and her family, Mary Lou Burdick and her family, Catherine and Michael Kovacs, her family and fur babies, Rosalind Good Vibes, Sally and Tony De La Rosa and Rose De La Rosa, Kathy and Bob Hand and all the family, Bo and Candy Hand, Michael, Patty, Sonia, Paul and Marlene, Joe and his wife, Pat Moss, and all of her children and grandchildren, and her sister, Becky LaFave and Travis, Erica Hoppy and her family, Corinne, Charlie Coons, lifting you up high today, Charlie, and your family, your brother and sister-in-law, Hope Wellington Marshall, and her son Zena, and her parents Winston and Cynthia, Trey Horn, Andrea Gregg, Catherine, Eric, John, Tatiana, Annie Seven, Grayson and Adam, Cassandra and Destiny Ortega, Luz Orsini and grandchildren, Christine Lewis, Gail and Nick Zimmerman, Jennifer and Micah Langren, Oksana and her mom and family, Herv, Caitlin and Aunt Gail, Isabel and Paul Reese and their daughters, Beata and her daughter, Linda and Dick Lemieux, her sons and grandchildren, Linda's friend in Sarasota, Stacy and Josh Lord and their children and grandchildren, and her mom, Karen, who, let's really lift Karen up right now, who has had her cancer spread. Mary Lord, Buster, Wayne, Blue Jean, and Dave Wolinski, all the fur babies. I even put the new one, Razzmatazz, in there for you, Jean, and lifting Jean up for the situation there with the tenants. Um, Dolly the horse, Chance the horse, Lindsay, Aunt Inga, Rose Sermon, Gary McCorkle, Brookie and her family, that sweet baby, and Dylan, Girardi's family, Jeanette and Ernie, Sean, Lily Ann in Norway, and all of her family, praying especially for her daughter Stein, Kathleen Caputo, baby Wyatt and her mom Katie, baby Haven and mom Mandy, Kat, Steve, Candy and Pastor Bruce, the Deerfield Valley in Vermont, Captain Corey, not doing so well, so let's lift our captain up and remembering his mom Pixie, who's watching her sweet boy go through this ending of his life with his heart failing. I didn't see Divine on there, so I want to add baby Divine into this. Alba, Dottie and Don, Grace Isis and all of her family in Kenya, Raymond, Darren Walker, Arthur Thompson, Karen Palmer and her daughter Marissa and her mom Barbara, Vicki King, Elaine Armstrong, Elena, Marianne, Henrik and Lorraine and John, Tammy Fisk and daughter and sister, Lori, Kelly, Rochelle Martinez and her mom Rose, Stephen, Catherine, Ruth Anderson and her family, her sister-in-law Sharon, and especially praying for Lainey, which is Ruth's daughter right now, going through a lot of physical problems. The family of Diana Bertut, Diana did pass, Jeannie and her sister Merle, the area of Boulder, Colorado, Deb Goldberg and family, Michelle, Crystal and Dean Nobles and her family, Laura Hill, Julia Osborne, Sharon Rhea and her family, Sherry Gatewood and her brother-in-law, Hanaya Hummingbird, Tammy Hill and family, Phil B., Lynn Gallagher, Terry Wilderman and her father, Mary Crincoli and her friends in Florida, Irene and Eduardo, Eddie Quills, Jose, Michael Murdoch, Jessica, Fidel, Camilla and Nick in Australia, Lynn Andriozzi, Frank, Albie, Viola, Kenneth, Bobby, Monsi. Please lift up our Monsi. She's going through a hard time right now and trying to get her body stabilized with some new medication that she's having to take. Kamal, Maddie, Akil, and the Pakistan orphans, Yuri, Scott, Letitia, Mary, Joshua, James, Drake, Alicia Burns, Pam Dite, Kimberly, Ellen, Sue Seekoff and Richard, Terry Gilstad, Chiara, Marissa, Allie, Bree, Claudia, Marianne Pish and family, Cassandra and Danny Gary, Lenny, Rick Ulfick. Rick's doing pretty good right now. John Thaddeus Fiore, Kuka Carney and her family, Sharon Boyle and Zoe, Carol Fisher, Deborah, Violet, Walter, Brookie's Aunt Jeannie, Shelley, Sue and grandchildren, Carrie's niece Laura, Maggie's mom, Bradley Capone, Andy, Amanda Summer, Robert Dosa, Miles and Sarah, Debbie Carol Hawks, Carl, Chris Blake, Dante, Jerry, Kaylee, Trevor Jordan, Richard Weber, Charlotte Abrahams, Michelle Landers and her family, her son Alan and daughter Alicia, Kagan and Wyatt, Barbara Kaufman McGillicuddy, Irina, who had hip surgery, and I think, Kathleen, that's your neighbor. If you could give us an update if she's doing any better with that. Um, Joanne McCann New, Whitney, Jude Dalton, Karen Gibbons and daughter, Matt, James Schultz family, Julie Kiss's mom, Cynthia, Linda Kiss, Courtney, Lucinda, Ryan, M, Pat, Sophia, Aaron Parker, Angelica Kampemans, Sunny and Hunter Floor, Peggy, Claire, Carrie Klingon Butcher and her family, Brian Hughes, Pat O'Connor, Zoe Charles, Erica Fagels, Yolanda, Selby Barnes, Robin Waters Dykes and her mom Jewel, Joey, Joanne and Leo, Sam, Matt, Charles and Nita, Yusha, Nancy Burdelsky, EC, Shelley and Terry Newman. I think Shelley's out of the hospital now. Jen and Norm, Keith, Joe H., Ollie the cat, Marisol Soto, Cassie, Deborah, Tyler, Chad Ehlers, Dick Waters, Milton Carbajal, Sharon, Tomas Diaz, Cameron, Boris Softman, Jacqueline Carbajal and David Reiger, Solvi Barnes, Odd Barnes, Goon Ellen Sundahl, Vita Hammond, Maria Mitchinson, Higman Simpson, Sam, which is Suzanne's dog, Lisa Jo Davis, Jordan, Lydia, Benedita, Rebecca Seward Rickardson, Matt, Anjali Bahaz, Juliette Herman, Paula Graca, David Brett, the Rowland family, Colleen, Dallin Hickson, Richard Barnes, Cole Grayson, Jay Briscoe's family and friends, Robert Wallington and his sons Ben and Joe, and Sally gave us an update. He's still fighting for his life. I truly believe he was supposed to leave us a while ago, but human machinery is keeping him alive. This is a sad time as the oldest of his children is realizing this now and having difficulty coming to grips with all of this. Yeah, let's lift that whole family up. And Kathleen says Irina is a friend in Florida. She's doing fine after hip surgery. She can be removed. Okay, awesome. And hello to Brookie who came in, and Isabel. All right, so we have JT, Francis Navin, Shanna, Danielle Riverin and family, and she's in Canada, so let's remember all the Canadians with those fires going on. Annie's Aunt Carol, Andrea's Aunt Esther Ann, Chris and Natika, Christine and Ed, Charlie, Jonathan, Eddie, Barbara and Diane, Kim, Peter and Catherine DeSanti and lifting up that whole area, the home that Peter is in. They're having some difficulty with COVID cases, so let's lift all the residents and the people working there, lifting them up. Mary Jane in Vermont, and I think she's doing good, isn't she, Blue? Give us an update, if you would, on Mary Jane. Carol Caruso, Adam Valmeyer, Tasha, Jocelyn, Linda Kraft and her family, Eric and John, Darlene Ose, Paul G., and Liam G. All right. If there's any to add in, please let me know. And I think that this might be a list that I had not edited, so there may be some more that are on the edited list, and I'll make sure that you all get that message when I come on tomorrow. See, I'm thinking positive that I'm going to be on here tomorrow. All right, so hello, Marlene, and hello to Julie Kiss. All right, so let's pray this prayer together. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is light, where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. So I pray for each and every one of us, all that are on this list, all of you that have a burden that you haven't shared with us. And thank you, Julie, for that update. And the surgery went well. We're going to keep her on this list and lift her up. Andrea, I see Esther Ann made her transition. Thank you for letting us know that, honey. So let's just ask for angels to surround everyone on the list and ask for our Creator to see and acknowledge every prayer that we sent up today and all that you're holding in your heart that maybe you haven't shared, that there's a need. I love you all so much. Love is the energy that heals, and that's what we do here. We give gratitude and love every day, and we do it on the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for just keeping on with the Peace on Earth tour and helping that to stay alive and share. I've done 2 land blessings recently. I don't know if you caught the Nevada land blessing that was done. And then after that, I went into Little Bighorn on the anniversary of that battle and did a land blessing there. I haven't put it up yet because I've been a little sick, but I'm better and I'll get that together for you. So let's see what all the love is going on here. We have Deirdre, thank you, I love you. Andrea Gregg, Kathleen Caputo, Sally and Tony, we love you. Brookie Brooke and Dylan and Max, Catherine DeSanti, Auntie Jean, Julie Kiss, Isabel, Charlie, Charmin, Suzanne Millard, and Blue says, yes, Mary Jane is good. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you, Julie Kiss. Thank you for the prayers for me and for this journey. I live on prayers and live on love. So thank you all for doing that. All right, Deirdre's taking us out of here. So I hope you have a blessed rest of your day. I'll be on with Ruth at 10 o'clock Eastern. We're going to do our meditation that we normally do in the middle of the week. And just lift both of us up, please, as we go forward into meditation excavation today. And Leo, there you are. Thank you. I love you. Stay in your hearts. Stay blessed. And I will see you later. So much love to every one of you. You're in my heart always.